Good morning, Year 6, and welcome back to a new term and a new method of doing maths this half term. Instead of doing the White Rose videos, I'm going to be recording our lessons on YouTube. It's Mr. Long here, and so this will be the way we'll be doing maths for the next few weeks at least. So, as we would normally do in the classroom, and perhaps we haven't been doing for the last half term, it's time for some total recall. Here are 3 questions. I want you to pause the video now, and once you've completed them, start the video again and I'll go through the answers with you. 7 squared, 3 cubed, and 5 squared, subtract 5 times 3. Pause now. And here are the answers. 7 squared is 7 times 7, that's 49. 3 cubed means 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. And then we have 5 squared, which is 25. Subtract 5 times 3, which is 15. 25, take away 15 is 10. Now on to today's lesson. We are going to be looking today at an introduction to algebra. And algebra can sound a bit scary at times, but it really isn't. It's really about finding missing values or finding missing numbers. And some of you might find this introduction really quite easy, but I want you to listen carefully and particularly think about the layout and presentation of your questions and answers. So, on with the lesson. We're going to be making links. There's really nothing new here for you to learn in many ways, just maybe a different way of looking at some of these problems. And some resilience. Just stick with it, I'm sure it will all come clear. Our key vocabulary today are values. That simply means numbers. Okay, so missing values means missing numbers. Inverse operation is when we swap addition for subtraction or subtraction for addition, and then multiplication for division and division for multiplication in order to solve problems. And again, more of that later on. And perhaps a new word to some of us, algebra. So what is algebra? Pause now and have a think if you can explain what algebra is. Otherwise, I'm going to tell you now. So algebra is originally an Arabic word meaning putting back together. It can even mean healing or resetting broken bones, believe it or not. But we use it in maths to describe a calculation in which a value or a number has been replaced by a letter, for example 2 plus a, or by a symbol, for example 2 triangles plus 3 equals something or other. Let's look at this question. In this question, so this is 4 plus something equals 6. In this question, we've used the symbol question mark to represent the missing value. 4 plus something equals 6. But in algebra, we could have just as easily have said 4 plus a equals 6, or 4 plus a triangle equals 6. I'm sure you've already worked out in your head that either way, the missing value is 2. 4 plus 2 equals 6. Simple, right? Now, as these things get a little bit more complicated, you might want to think about the letter or a symbol as representing, instead of representing a question mark, but representing a box with a hidden number inside. So if you have a look at this question, a box, we're going to call it a box has a number inside, and plus 5, the number together makes 15. So, how much is a worth? In other words, how much must be in the box? Let's go on and we'll have a look. In fact, you've probably already realised, haven't you? Something plus 5 to equal 15, something must be 10. Let's have a look in a bit more detail. So, a plus 5 equals 15, therefore a equals 10. You may well have done this calculation in your head, I'm sure many of you did. But think about what type of operation we actually use to solve this. To solve this correctly, we needed an inverse operation. Doesn't want to. Let me do that. So, because If a plus 5 equals 15, then a must equal 15, take away the 5, which leaves us with 10. So if it was addition on one side, we move it to the other side and use subtraction, leaving a by itself, or the missing value by itself. Okay, let's have another look at some of these. In fact, I'm going to do the first one with you to show you how I want you to present it. So before you pause and do this, just watch me now as I use the visualizer to show you how I would like you to write question 1. So we have 3 plus b equals 8. I'm going to write it here. 3 plus b equals 8. I'm writing it with a Sharpie pen here on paper just to make it clear, because sometimes these can be blurry. But in your books, as usual with maths, I'd like you to use 1 digit per square. Okay, so 3 plus b equals 8. I would like you to write each question by saying b therefore equals 8, take away 3, b equals 5. And then we can go back and check it by saying 3 plus 5 equals 8. Does that make it clear? That's how I'd like you to show me that you understand the calculation and how to do it. So don't simply write the answer, see if you can show me the inverse operation. Okay, let's go back to these questions. And pause now. If you'd like to do bronze, do 1, 2, 3, 4. First two are addition, second two are subtraction. Silver and golds, do the 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other side. Pause now and then start the video again once you have done all 4 questions. So here we go with the answers. As we've already looked at the first one, 3 plus 5 equals 8. The next one, 25 take away 5 equals 20, so C must equal 20. D take away 4 equals 3, therefore D must equal 3 plus 4, which is 7. And finally, 12 take away F equals 10, F must equal 2. 12 take away 2 equals 10. On the silver and golds, 13 plus something equals 20, the answer is 7. C plus 42 equals 51. So we can do the inverse. 51 take away 42 is, that's right, 9. And then D take away 14 equals 90. Well, how can we do that? Let's do the inverse. 90 add 14 is 104. Then put it back into the calculation. 104 take away 14 equals 90. Yes, that works. 37 take away something equals 11. 37 take away 26 equals 11. So F must equal 11. Did you notice that the inverse operation didn't work for question 4 on either of those questions? 12 take away F equals 10, well, F equals 2. We can't say that F equals 12 plus 10 because that will make 22. And if we said 12 take away 22 equals 2, that doesn't make sense. So be careful. Sometimes when the number comes first in the operation, you might not be able to use the inverse, but you simply have to have the first number take away the result. So, to be sure, you must check your answer at the end by putting it back into the equation. 12 take away F equals 10. Can 12 take away 22 be 10? No, it can't. Can't be right. 12 take away 2 must be correct. Okay, so always check your answers. The same rules apply for multiplication as to addition, so simply use the inverse operation. 2 times A equals 6, and again, I'm sure loads of you can do that in your head, but I would like you to think about it. We're using the inverse operation. So, 2 times A equals 6. 2 times A equals 6. So A must equal 6. The inverse of multiplication is division. 6 divided by 2. So A equals 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now then, remember what I said. Put it back into the original question. 2 times 3 equals 6. Correct. Right. Your turn. Have a go at these multiplications in your own time. Pause the video and then I'll reveal the answers. Okay. Here are the answers. Question 1. B is equal to 12 divided by 3. So B must be 4. Question 2 in bronze. C is equal to 15 divided by 5. So C is 3. And we go back and check it, look. 3 times 5 equals 15. Silver. 11 times B equals 88. So B must equal 88 divided by 11, which is 8. And then C times 7 equals 63. So C must equal 63 divided by 7. If you follow this rule for multiplication, you won't go wrong. Next, division. Same rules apply for division as to subtraction. Okay, so you can use the inverse operation unless the number comes first, in which case you check like we did the last time. So, I'll show you this one once again. We are looking at D divided by 5 equals 15. Let's switch. I'm going to write it on a new piece of paper. D divided by 5 equals 15. So what divided by 5 equals 15? Well, we can find out by saying D equals 15 times 5, which is 45. So D equals 45. Let's put that back into the equation. 45 divided by 5 is 15. No. Sorry about that. D is equal to 15 times 5. 15 times 5 might be tricky, so 10 times 5 is 50. 5 times 5 is 25. So 15 times 5 is, add them together, 75. D equals 75. Let's put that back into the calculation. 75 divided by 5 is, in fact, 15. So that's how I'd like you to show your calculations. Don't just do it in your head. If you do it in your head, like I did, you can make a mistake. So have a go at bronze or have a go at silver and gold. And pause, and then I will show you the answers. Pause now. And here are the answers. C divided by 5 equals 6. So C must equal 5 times 6. C is 30. 20 divided by 6 equals 4. Well, we can't do 4 times 20 because we know that won't work. So we simply say 20 divided by 4 equals 5. If we put that back into the equation, we can say that 20 divided by 5 equals 4. Next, on to silver and gold. C divided by 7 equals 6, so C must equal 7 times 6, 42. We put that back into the calculation. 42 divided by 7 equals 6. Then we say 90 divided by B equals 9. Because the number comes first, we can't simply multiply. We need to say what is 90 divided by 9. Well, of course, that's 10. Put it back into the equation. 90 divided by 10 equals 9. And there are our answers. Okay, so on to your tasks. At the bottom of your links page today, you will find bronze, silver, gold, and challenge questions. I do know the temptation will be for you to write these answers down very quickly because I'm sure you will do lots of them in your head. But please show your calculations. There's 3 reasons for you to do this. Okay, the 3 reasons are: 1 is when you see it written down, you can see whether you make any mistakes. 2 is that when you send in your photographs, your teachers can see that you understand the workings and the calculations, which will help when things get more complicated in the future. And 3, it also shows, and I'm sure none of you would do this, but if you just go to the end of the paper and tick your answers, you could simply just copy the answers down. However, I haven't shown you the inverse operations on those answers, so if you show the inverse, it will show that you haven't simply copied the questions, which I know you wouldn't do. Anyway, enjoy your maths this morning, and I look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.